Okay, so we have here the Lamborghini Huracan now, and we have all the available engines for it unlocked and fully equipped with all the ultimate parts. They are all maxed out, and from what I can see, the majority of them have a top speed of 235, but the fastest acceleration out of all of these engines would be the 6.2 liter V8 here. Has a 0 to 60 of 1.9 seconds and the top speed of 235, as do many of the other engines. So this would be the fastest one out of them all, and we're gonna give this a little test. Alright, so we brought the Lamborghini Huracan here to the track, and we are ready to go. Seeing that I am incredibly overpowered, I've decided to give the AI a little bit of a head start here. I'd say about 1,000 yards would be pretty decent. So there we go, 1,000 yards. Now let's go straight into it, full speed, see if we can pull a victory here. Otherwise, we're gonna give it another try, I guess, with less of a head start for the AI. But I think I can manage to do this. No. The problem is I am just not used to this car yet, and I cannot make these turns as easily as I'd like to. These other cars feel like they slide a little bit better, and this one is quite grippy. It just wants to go straight into the barriers instead of drifting. Oh, as you can see, I almost went straight into the lake there. That would have set me back a little. Let's see if I can make this turn. No, that was not how I would have liked to make that turn. And then I crashed straight into those barriers there. I have yet to use any nitrous though, and I don't want to use any nitrous. See if I can pull it off with just the engine here. Nothing else but the current setup. Okay, so we caught up here to 4th place. We are 60% of the way there. First, no. Okay, I decided to use the brakes there, thinking that I could make that turn, but the handbrake seems the way to make anything happen at all. Otherwise, I'd crash straight into the walls. Okay, we're now past 3/4 of the race. 3rd place, still in sight. First is, very close up ahead. We should be able to catch up as long as we don't make too many mistakes here. I don't think we're gonna need to use any nitrous. And there we go. Clearly we have the top speed advantage, and we take that easily. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and do a night street event. We went ahead again and switched up the engine, this time to the stock engine, 5.2 liter V10, and I put all the elite parts just to bring down the rating, so as to make this a little bit more interesting here in this 400 recommended race. Alright, so let's see how this works out. I'm gonna switch it to first person, since I think I'm gonna have to try really hard now to try to keep up. Okay, so far we're doing alright. In 5th place, moving up to 4th. avoiding traffic as much as I can. Almost going into that truck. Now moved up to third. And oh man, not quite able to pass both first and second there. That they decided to pull on the brakes to avoid hitting some cars. But I went around them here. Now all I gotta worry about is not crashing into any vehicles, and I should be just fine. Seems like all I gotta do is just pull on the brakes. I mean, push the brakes. No need to drift around any of these corners. These tires are incredibly grippy, but maybe there I should have used some handbrake on that sharp turn, but opted not to, and maybe also there would have been a good idea. And as we can see, because of that mistake, we now moved into second place. Oh no. Almost slamming into the wall there. Luckily, we managed to put the brakes right before that. Second and third, quite a bit far away. Gonna use the handbrake here. That was a decent turn. Try to avoid that traffic. So far, have not crashed into any vehicles. We are doing quite fine. Trying really hard not to crash into any cars. Second and third place, nowhere near me. The police is on them, but I am quite a bit far ahead, so cops have not spotted me. Oh no, had to use the handbrake there. Not paying attention to the track or the mini-map. Handbrake here. Very good turn, and finally the cops have seen me, but I think I'm gonna be able to escape immediately. So far so good, doing quite nice. I also forgot to mention that I switched the tires. I'm not using what's it called, track tires. I'm using showcase tires, so it does help with the turning quite a bit, I think, compared to the regular track tires, which are way too grippy and do not allow for any sliding whatsoever. Almost running into that car, but letting go of the accelerator just a bit to make nice little evasion. Have to use the handbrake here, run into these poles, and managing to make it to the finish line here in first place. Okay, so now we're gonna head into an off-roading event. I went ahead and switched up the engine to the 3.9 liter V8 and also took off quite a bit of ultimate parts just to make this race a little bit more evenly matched. So we're currently just 1 point underrated here, and we're gonna go ahead and start this. Okay, so let's see how this Lamborghini holds up in a off-roading event, and for some reason I hit that ramp even though I clearly think I did not even touch it at all. But right off the bat, we aren't doing too well. We are getting left behind. First and second place seem to have quite a bit more horsepower than me. I'm gonna have to use my nitrous here if I wish to keep up with them. Whoops. Definitely don't want to go full speed off that ramp and straight off the course into the trees. So I pulled the brake there just before hitting the ramp. I'm gonna avoid this ramp also. Go up on the inside, see if I can catch up to first place. Not quite. And Lil Rims is still leaving me behind. I used the brakes there once again and I got kind of stuck on the ramp. This is a little bit of a glitchy track, I suppose. Gonna use my nitrous here. Trying to keep up with Lil Rims is quite difficult. He seems to have quite an advantage here on the turns and on the straightaways. We are 3 laps into the race. Used the brakes once again. Not exactly the way I wanted it to go. Always getting stuck on that ramp. Gonna use all my nitrous here just to actually win. Otherwise I stand no chance. And we are just gonna manage to come in first place here with second, third, and fourth all closely behind. Okay, so now we're gonna head into a drift event. I went ahead and switched the vehicle setup to drifting. Got the suspension in to drift and the tires, the drivetrain. Oh no, the differential is what I'm talking about. And also the gearbox. I switched to 5-speed, but I don't think it matters much. Also, all these elite parts, all these parts I switched them to Elite Plus. Alright, so off we go. Coming to the first turn, and let's try to drift. Right off the bat, this Lamborghini is really grippy. Does not want to slide. It just wants to get out of that drifting position and go straight. It is quite difficult to get it to stay drifting and connect lines from corner to corner. I don't think this car was meant for drifting. Okay, now there we go. We are not doing so well now. Okay, there we go. That was alright. Come on. So we are 40% of the way there. We got 96,000 points. By this time around, I should have been like more than half the point. Uh-oh. Actually, I got there half the points, just exactly crossing the line into the second lap. So we're barely gonna get sufficient amount of points to complete this event. If I was driving either of the previous cars I had, which were the Mustangs, this would have been quite simple to complete. Probably would have gotten 3/4 of the points by the first lap. But now it is way more difficult. This Lamborghini is just not meant for drifting, I guess. It's just meant for straight line speed and not sliding through corners. So I think we're just gonna get just enough points, or probably not. We're already 10% of the way there and we need 20,000 more points, so I'm just gonna snake around the track and try to get those points up. 30,000. Okay, we got it. Here we go. 40,000. Snake around the track. 40, 50, and what did we get? 60? 253,000. So 13,000 over the necessary amount. not very easy to drift with the Lamborghini Huracan. I would definitely not recommend it. So let's try this right here. Okay, so let's see. Come on, drift, drift, drift. Okay, so we're running straight into all these holes. Uh-oh. We already hit the target score, so that's good. 52,000.